What a week. It's spring break for me right now, so I've had a lot of time to watch my pre-street rentals. This week, there are a whopping 5 that I need to review, so let's get right to it. First, we'll go with probably the biggest release, Disney's The Princess and the Frog. It's their newest 2D animated musical. The first, I think, since Mulan. I know they've made 2D movies since that, but none of them were musicals. It's been way too long. Now, I like this movie, but I don't love it. It's far too reliant on Disney classics, especially Little Mermaid and Pinocchio. The main problem is that most of the songs just aren't very memorable. In fact, the only one I can actually remember is Shadow Man's song, Friends on the Other Side. It's not that the songs are bad, it's just that they aren't particularly catchy. I will say that the movie is very nice to look at, but when the credits rolled, I thought I had seen a decent Disney movie, but certainly not the coming of a new animated renaissance. Oh, and the entire hubbub about the princess being black, in the end it didn't really matter. The film doesn't take much focus time for any racial tensions. It is rated G after all, so it's kind of a moot point. You could have made Princess Tiana any race and it wouldn't have changed the story. Next is Armored. This is a pretty low-key movie, one that didn't get much hype and had hardly any press. The director's pretty unknown and the cast is the only thing that really stuck out to me. It was that reason that I saw it theatrically back in December. And I have to say that you should definitely check this one out on DVD. It's no masterpiece, but it's a candidate for one of the most underrated movies of last year. It's a very solid genre flick about security guards gone bad and a heist that doesn't work out. It's a heist film that isn't about the heist, however. It's actually more character-driven than I would have thought. Everybody actually has a reason for what they're doing, and the actors do a good job. The ending gets a bit too ridiculous, and the final scene leaves out a lot of unanswered questions. But this is one where the good definitely outweighs the bad. Apparently someone else thought so too, because the director got the job for the third Predator film that comes out in July. To keep balance, I'm going to briefly talk about a foreign film here. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Pedro Almodovar, Broken Embraces. Now, I've seen movies like this before where characters are intertwined, people cheat on each other, and usually something hideously tragic occurs. It's a template of foreign movies that come to America. Pretty much a lot of them, especially ones from Spain and France, tend to follow this formula. I'm not tired of it necessarily, especially if Penelope Cruz is involved, but it is getting a little bit familiar. I do really like this film, though. It's beautiful, well-crafted, and well-acted. It just feels a little familiar. It's not amazing, but it works well. If you're used to these types of movies, and if you love Almodovar, definitely give this one a go. Alright, The Fourth Kind also saw a release. Now, I've been getting good reviews so far, but this is entirely different. This movie has no reason at all to exist. It consists of entirely faked, real footage positioned next to dramatized movie footage in order to supposedly pull the wool over idiots' eyes. I can understand if you want to say something that is real or is true when it isn't. It worked for Blair Witch and it worked for Fargo. But if you don't come out and reveal that it's fake relatively soon afterwards or even during the credits, people will be pissed. Also, having a good movie along with it helps too. This is one of the unscariest scary movies I've ever seen. It would have been effective if every piece of real footage wasn't completely distorted and blurred. Literally nothing cool happens. It's laugh-worthy. Paranormal Activity, for all its lameness and lack of substance, was still mildly effective for some scenes. This one, not so much. Skip this one for sure. Last but not least is Ninja Assassin. This movie is stupid beyond stupid beyond stupid, and a hell of a lot of fun to watch. It's a true leave-your-brain-at-the-door action movie. The level of gore and balls-to-the-walls action lifted above what could have been a really bad movie. I mean, it's not a good movie, it's just fun and actually occasionally funny. Rain, who plays the title character, the Ninja Assassin, is as charismatic as a box of nails, probably. Maybe a 2x4. But his physical presence is demanding. The guy's ripped. The script is honestly about as good as the new Street Fighter movie that came out earlier in the year, or earlier last year, but the action is so much better. It's a guilty pleasure movie all the way. I can't really say anything else about it, though. The blood and gore is all CGI and the lighting is bad sometimes, but mostly it just goes out and does what it sets out to do. It's big, stupid, bloody fun. Alrighty, that's it for right now. I'll be back next week. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day.